welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Chloe and I've been an au pair twice. Once in France and once in Australia. You can find a previous video on this channel where I explain my whole story of my au pair experience so far. This is the second part of the Q&A, so if you haven't already watched the first video, pause the video, go and watch the first one and then come right back here. As always, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. And also, don't forget to go and give us a follow on Instagram because this is where we will answer most of your questions. So let's get right into it. Question number 1, do au pairs cook and clean? Au pairs should only cook for their host kids and do housework related to the children. This can mean cleaning the host children's dishes after eating, cleaning their bedroom up after playing, or even ironing or doing the kids' laundry. And of course, au pairs should always keep their bedroom tidy and clean their own dishes. Question number 2, what's the difference between a nanny and an au pair? That's a very good question because there are a lot of people that don't understand the difference between a nanny and an au pair. The au pair program is a cultural exchange. It's where a young person goes to the native country of a family and learns the language. Host families give the au pair accommodation and full board in exchange for childcare. Nannies do not take part in any cultural exchange. They are professionals who are paid a salary. They are also not perceived as an additional family member and their hours are agreed with the family and regulated by the host country's labour laws. On AuPaircom you can also apply as a nanny if this is something that you do want to do abroad, but be sure to read the difference between the au pair program and a nanny job in depth. Question number 3, did you meet another au pair? Is it easy to meet them? As I mentioned in my first video on this YouTube channel, I had 2 very different experiences. Now, since my first au pair experience was in Paris, as you know, it's a huge international city. There are endless Facebook forums and groups that you can go and meet up with other international travellers and au pairs. So it was the perfect place to meet a variety of different people. However, for my second experience in Adelaide, Australia, the place that I was staying at my host family's house was about an hour out of the city. So it was more of a local place, not too many travellers, and also not great public transport. But luckily I did manage to make some friends, all thanks to an app called Bumble. I could rant and rave on about this app for days. It's so amazing and it works just like Tinder. So you basically swipe left or right to the friends or dates that you would want to meet up with basically. From this I was able to meet some girls which then introduced me to their friends and then introduced me to their friends. So there we had a big group of girls that we would go out with every weekend. The good thing about being friends with au pairs is that they will run on a similar schedule to you. So they will most of the time be working in the mornings and the afternoons, so you can go and grab lunch and a coffee together. Question number 4, how long does it take to find a family? This really depends on your situation. Do you need a visa or do you have any specific requirements? You should talk to several families, meet them over video call, and then at the end decide which one you like the most. It could only take a few days before you find a family that likes you and that you actually like back. But to agree on the contract and prepare the stay could take months. Question number 5. What if I want to go back home earlier? Of course you can go back home before your official end of stay date, if needed. Usually you will have to give your host family 2 weeks notice, during which you will work your normal hours and be paid as usual. During this time, the host family will be able to work out a new routine without you and search for a new au pair, while you will organise your way home and search for a new host family. Question number 6, would you do it again? 1 million times yes, I would do the au pair program again. I think it's one of the most exciting and fulfilling programs that any young person can do. And funnily enough, I am actually talking to a new host family down in Melbourne, which I will be moving to their house in 2 weeks. The reason why I'm jumping on board with the au pair program again is because it's such a good job to get last minute. I luckily had a 6-week period where I was completely free, so I thought I might as well see a new city in Australia that I haven't seen before. And I fly back to the UK in December, so I just wanted to see as much of it as possible. But something that I am doing differently this time, just to get a little bit of extra cash for myself and savings, I wanted to get another part-time job alongside the au pair program. So I will have all of my food and accommodation provided from the family along with pocket money in exchange for 2 hours a day, and in between those hours I am able to do any retail or cafe job which would be perfectly suited to my needs. Question number 7. I am scared that the paperwork is going to be overwhelming. Is this true? It depends on your personal situation. One of the reasons why I love the au pair experience is because it is a lot easier than getting most normal jobs. If you need a visa, you will have to apply for one and the paperwork will be a little longer than usual. You should check the information on the embassy website or get in contact with your host family's embassy in your country of residence. Usually the information is very clear, you just have to wait a little bit of time to get your visa appointment. If you don't need a visa, the whole organisation will be a lot faster for sure. When I did my first au pair experience in Paris, it was pretty easy for me to move out there. I literally moved out there in a matter of 2 weeks after finding out that I wanted the job. This is because the Brexit changes hadn't come into effect, but now I think it would be a little bit harder. So I was pretty lucky in that aspect, as well as me moving to Australia the following year. And this is due to me having dual citizenship from my mum being born here in Australia. So if you do have any dual citizenship, take advantage of that and take a look at the au pair programs in that country. Question number 8. Is there an au pair agency in Italy? There are full service agencies in most countries and they can register on AuPaircom as well. So you'll actually find a list of all the agencies sorted by countries on our website and down in the information box below. These were the most common or interesting questions that you asked me on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful and now have a clearer idea of the au pair program. See ya!